All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well, where I learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to the men and children who sincerely believe on the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And on today, just basically again on the upcoming siege that these devils are finna get ready to do, man. You know? Because it's finna get ready to be a man-made famine. It's finna get ready to get basically real stressful. Nothing but evil times is finna come to pass in the times we're going into, man. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and start off right here in Ezekiel. Please bear me, Aki. Because again, hey, as closer we get to the end, the badder and badder things are going to get, man. It's not going to be a cakewalk walking into the kingdom of heaven, like it says in Acts 14 and 22. Through much tribulation, we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. So let's go ahead and get this real quick. This is the book of Ezekiel 7, jumping down to verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come." Now, when you go into the word evil, the word eve meaning bad, and there were eve meaning times, salakia, and there were ill meaning bad. So bad times are coming ahead. So let's read this again. "Thus saith the Lord, power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come." Yes, evil things is coming to pass, man, especially for the house of Israel. Because when this devil, when he come down having great wrath, his eyes are going to be set upon the nation of Israel, man. Because the different things and legislations and laws that he's setting up, it's not to affect the Moabites. It's not to even affect the Ishmaelites, man. It's to affect the nation of Israel. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get this in Psalms 10. This is the book of Psalms 10 in verse 8. "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent." And yes, basically what this devil do, man, for lack of better words, like a police car. A police car sit in the cut, you know, and just wait till you make the wrong move just so he can shoot you down, man. And that's the same thing that Esau's been getting ready to do, man. He's been to sit in the cut and push forth different laws and legislations. And if you make that wrong move, this devil, he's going to kill you, man. Continuing on, it says his eyes are privily set against the poor. Yes, his eyes are privily set against the nation of Israel, man. He's not worrying about what Moab or what Ishmael got going on, man. He's worrying about us. Why? Because we have the birthright, man. You know? That's why it's really a strategic chess move what this devil have done by sending Jacob in a certain neighborhood, man. Because there's certain neighborhoods where Jake dwell. Jake, Issachar, they basically stay in the hood. Then there's certain neighborhoods that the heathens dwell, man. And then there's the certain neighborhoods that Amalek dwell, man. Everybody know on the good side of town, for lack of better words, they call it upon the hills, man. You know, Esau, he live on the hills, like down here in Birmingham, Alabama. The suburbs, well, the true suburbs, is what? The Mountain Brook, you know? And I got a video right here. They're not sieging or blocking off Mountain Brook. No, man. They're blocking off the basically the nigger side of town, man. West End, Titusville, North Birmingham, Cottageville. And yeah, brothers, you know, brothers out of state, they probably don't know these areas, but there's certain neighborhoods around your areas that these devils have blocked off, man. And that block off is gonna come through what? Through these different train tracks. I'm gonna play a little bit of this video and I'm gonna get the scriptures, man.
Good news to report. The train, this one that had been blocking several intersections like this here in the West End neighborhood, has finally moved. It was sitting on these tracks.
Now, right here, it was a train sitting on a railroad track that was blocking an intersection for what? 6 days, man. And you know, a lot of Jake neighborhood, especially like the projects, is one way in and one way out. And once that one way block out, once that one way blocked up or anything, guess what? You have to go all the way around town just to get to your destination. And it's gonna explain in this video, man. And again, the area that Esau put us at, it was a strategic attack, for lack of better words, man. It was well thought out. For the time is at hand right now, man, because it's going to lead into a blockade and siege.
Tracks for 6 days. Our Chastity Maxey joins us live after talking to neighbors who are, I think it's safe to say, Chastity, ecstatic that this is finally moved.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan. They are very excited that this train is finally out of the way so they can get to and from the places they've been trying to get to for the past 6 days. But they are hesitant to celebrate because they say that it can and will happen again.
Right there, it can and it will happen again. When it's going to happen again? When this devil do that blockade and siege. It could be one person in that neighborhood who haven't taken that thing, and they can block off the whole neighborhood just because of you, man, and they can persecute you and put an evil eye upon you and everything. But this what these devils are finna get ready to do the blockade and siege, man. And even Jacob called on into the biz. Because like the lady said, they have did it before, and they also gonna do it again. It's a constant thing with trains stuck on a railroad track for 2 or 3 days now, man. Back in the day, that was foreign, man. But 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, that's going to turn into a whole month, man.
After several reports from WBRC, sighs of relief as the Norfolk Southern train finally moves after being stalled in the Weston neighborhood for 6 days. It's been a terrible ordeal for Sharon Wright.
I get stressed if I'm late for my doctor's appointments. So when I got out, I couldn't go down the normal route to get to the freeway. So I had to go down by Princeton around the roundabout to get to West End to get to Brookwood. And I was almost late. And that kind of makes me, that's stressful to me too. I don't like to be late.
Now, right there, this lady Sharon, she said it's stressful because these trains on a railroad track. But you know why it's stressful for her? Because it's a part of biblical prophecy, man. The Lord, He spoke about these things. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm going to jump down to verse 17. Get to the point. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because, very, very soon it's going to be checkpoints, man. In order for you to enter in and enter out of city, they're going to have to inquire you to have a device under your skin. Whether you believe it or not. But guess what? That's in the upcoming future. Let's read this again. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why he's not going to be able to cross over or to get out of that side of town, man? Because he don't have that device inside of him, man. And that's the time that we're finna get ready to come into. Well, we're in that time right now, man. Because ask the people over there in Australia, man. Now they probably cut off certain internets, certain internet privileges in certain areas, so people can't really come in and report of what's going on. Even though they're in Hungary, man, they getting down over there. But like the Lord said in Revelation the 3rd chapter, this hour of temptation is going to come upon the whole world. So it's just not designated to America. It can happen to damn Ukraine if the Lord wanted it to happen, man. Let's read this again. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Yes, man. The cities are going to be troubled, man. Because even though it's a city, it's even cities within cities, man. Because like down here in Birmingham, Alabama, it's cities like West End, Ferndale, and Garndale, and it's cities that have its own cities, like Mountain Brook. They have their own mayor and stuff like that. Homewood, But it's going to get to a point when all these cities is going to be ready to get trouble. How it's going to be trouble? Through the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Whether it be by the form of a chip checkpoint. Because when you really look at it, a chip checkpoint is going to be a sense of trouble. It's going to be a sense of distress. Like this lady Sharon said, she said she was stressed when she seen that train, man. It's going to get to a point where you're going to be stressed to see a Gurgle troop, man. That's blocking off the whole intersection, and the only way you can get past that intersection if you have to have a device inside your hand, man. Read this again. It says, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Why? Because this devil, he's finna get ready to come down having great wrath, man. And once this devil get desperate, hey, guess what? These people are going to get desperate too, man. They're going to be running up in people's homes, taking different foods and things away from you. Because it's going to get to a point where he's going to cut off the neighborhood and the Walmart that you go to. It haven't received food in a week. And it only take a matter of days for food to run out, even restaurants, man. It only take 2 days, even if restaurant kicking like that. It only take 1.5 days, man. I ain't gonna even give it that much. It take 1.5 days for food to run out, man. Especially when desperation come, man. You know? So this is why men going to be afraid. This is why the city is going to be troubled. Why? Because the upcoming famine and the siege that this devil's finna get ready to push forth. And again, this just a cloud before the storm, for lack of better words, man. Because again, it's going to be more and more sense of desperation from Esau, man. Because this is a strategic chess move. Let's go to the curses. This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 52. It says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. Now, yes, we already know that this even happened back then in 70 AD. But like the scripture said, what was written before times written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Why? Because this thing that happened back then is the same thing that's going to happen right now. Nothing new under the sun. So how they besieged 70 AD in Jerusalem back then, they're going to besiege Israel right now, man. You know? And it's going to be in the way of trains and roadblocks. Let's go ahead and read it. Matter of fact, let's look up the word besiege real quick. This is the word besiege. Strong's H 6887. Going to get to the point. It says to bind, be narrow, be in distress. And that's what this lady was, man. Let's go ahead and run that back a little bit. You know, she said she was stressed.
That's stressful to me too. I don't like to be late.
Right.
Late. And that kind of makes me, that's stressful to me too. I don't like to be late.
So her being trapped in, you know, through the railroad tracks, guess what? She's being stressful, man. Her being besieged, it leads to her being stressful. Why, man? Because it's going to get to a point when food trucks is not going to come into your neighborhood. Your local, your corner store. It's not going to have your Funyuns no more. It's not going to have your favorite Doritos no more. Why? Because no food is going to come in and no food is not going to be able to come out. Why? Because the siege that this devil is going to push forward, man. And it's going to cause a man-made famine, man. Let's go ahead and go back into this word, siege. It says to be in distress, call distress, siege, be strained, be bound. Let's jump down a little bit. Right here, to show hostility toward. Who is they showing hostility toward? Right here in the neighborhood that they got the train tracks in on for 6 days. It's called West End, man. And back in the 1952, that's when West End was full of Edomites. But back here in 2021, guess what? West End is full of Jake, man. So these devils know what they're doing, man. They know this is a strategic attack, man. You know? Let's read this again. It says to show hostility toward, treat with enmity, with hate, vex, harass, and the part of these devils vexing you is penetrate. Again, you could be, it's a lot of things that cause it. You can be late for work. This lady, she could be late for her doctor's appointment. You know, your auntie can have a damn stroke and an ambulance will be late to come and get her. Why? Because their train is on the railroad track, man. You know? And again, this is a part of that strategic move of Esau. Continuing on, it says vexer, harasser. Who's that harasser? Esau Edom. Let's go out here in the book of Psalms 50 and verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, thy tongue frame of deceit. Because it's not a coincidence that that train was stuck right there for 6 days. That was an order from a higher up, man. And again, their tongue frame of deceit is going to come forth through these different laws and legislations. A part of those different laws and legislations is these devils mandating their thing. The mark of the beast, man. You know? Let's go ahead and continue on. Now, sitters and speakers against thy brother. Who was your brother? Israel, man. Jacob. The black Latinos and Native Americans. You have to realize, man. Even though Esau is a Hebrew Edomite, he still is the brother of Israel, man. We brothers, going back to Cain and Abel, we brothers, but you trying to kill us. It says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thy own mother's son. And a part of you slander your own mother's son is putting a disease upon them, man. Now, real quick, let's look into the word slander. Because again, I always go back into the word harasser, or to be harassed. It says the word slander, a state of impure reputation, disgrace, or honor. For lack of better word, somebody throwing dirt on your name. And you saying that you have the Crown 19 Here in 2021, that's the ultimate dirt being thrown on your name, man. Continuing on, it says a false tale, the fabrication and dissemination of false tales. Yes, man. Telling lies. And that's what these devils are all about, man. Lies. You know? Right here it says scandal. Let's go right here down here to scandal. It says cause of offense, stumbling block, temptation. Because why? This besiege or the sieging of the area is going to lead until the hour of temptation, man. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of Revelation, because the Lord Yahweh Shah, he spoke about these things, man. And that's what we were laying unto you. This is the book of Revelation 3 in verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. What's that hour of temptation? When this devil besiege you, and he tell you it's only one way in and one way out, and the only way you can see your kids that you have to have this thing inside of you. This is the slander or the temptation that this devil is finna get ready to put upon our people, man. Read this again. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. So, Lord, he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation. He's going to feed us in the midst of famine, man. You know, that's the comforting part about the scriptures, man. But Jake is not going to know what's going on, because guess what? They don't know about the prophecies, man. Let's go ahead and continue on and finish it off. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Because why? They already sieging Hungary, man. They already sieging Australia, man. But again, it's going to lead to this thing coming onto America, man. It's going to lead to you. In order for you to go inside Walmart, you have to have this device inside of you, man. Let's go ahead and continue on and finish it off. It says bad situation, evil action. That bad situation is that you can't go in or out. Going back to that second Ezra, man. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, man. Just across that railroad track could be a Piggly Wiggly that you can go to. But you can't go there. Why? Because these devils got a chipping station before you get into that area, man. Continuing on, it says evil action, a person causing such a state of affairs. And that's Esau. He's going to be the cause of the evil that's coming upon the planet Earth. He's going to be a cause of the becoming siege. Let's go ahead and finish it off in Deuteronomy 28, because again, this is part of the curses, man. And once you go into that word siege, it goes back into being harassed. And the ultimate harasser, it comes in the form of who? Esau Edom, our ultimate enemy. This is the book of Salakia, Deuteronomy 28 and 52 again. It says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fence walls come down, wherein thou trustest. Yes, man, because Jake, trusting certain things, trusting name things, man. They trust in their neighborhood, man. You know, just because you the hottest guy on the block doesn't mean the government can't take that over, man. Because it's certain Jake that like, yeah, this is my street, this is my block, not knowing that their block legally owns it to Esau. You know. Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord Yahweh Shah, thy power hath given thee. And again, we know that the Lord have done this back in 70 AD, but Yahweh Shah, he's finna get ready to do this again in 2021, man. By the way of the trains being on the railroad track, man. And like I said, if you think I'm tripping, man, like the scriptures say, that are incorruptible spirits and all things, man. What the hell is a train sitting on a railroad track for 6 days, man? That's a part of the furthering of the elites, man, of their wicked plans. But Yahweh, and that's the spirit of a train is passing by right now, man. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shah, you know? But again, this train tracks is going to be the part of the blockade and siege of Esau. So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Shalom DTA, and the Bible Ball.